Today I'm going to show you how you can start thinking about pairing your lipstick color to your eyeshadow color. There are no rules, but there are small things that you can think about to kind of make your whole makeup look be a little bit more cohesive. My channel's focused more on classy, natural, wearable, simple makeup looks. So if you're into that kind of makeup, then I think this video will be really helpful for you. So I've got 6 tips for you, and they're just my own. They're just kind of how I think about pairing my eyeshadow and my lipstick. If we haven't met, my name's Karina, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome and thank you so much for subscribing. Let's get right into it. The first tip I have for you is that neutrals go with anything, anytime, anywhere. So if you're doing a neutral eye look with a neutral lip, you really can't go wrong. You'll never go wrong, and you don't have to worry about thinking about like what neutral to pair to what neutral. If they're neutral, just don't worry about it. It's gonna look good. If you're doing a neutral lip, that'll go with any eye look you choose to do. If you're doing a neutral eye, that'll go with any lip. I think you kind of get the point. And when I say neutral, I'm talking about beiges, taupes, browns, nudes, blacks, coppers, golds, champagnes, just anything kind of more on that neutral color spectrum that's not like an actual color of anything like the lip I'm wearing. So for example, a gold champagne eye is gonna look good with like a brownie neutral lip. So that's my first tip. Neutral anything will go with anything. The second tip I have for you is that if you want to wear a bold lip like the one I'm wearing today, or say like a dark purple lip or a bright purple lip or a bright pink or a dark red, whatever it is, whatever bold lip that you choose to wear, then the best rule of thumb to go by is just to keep your eye neutral or blank. So what I mean by blank is just don't do any eyeshadow unless you just want to do like a small kind of contour around your eye. But in general, no color, and maybe just like a black liner and mascara or just mascara. That's what I mean by blank. So if you're wearing a super bold lip, keep a blank eye. Or if you're wearing a super bold lip, just keep your eye neutral to like a neutral kind of brown tone. That way you know you can't go wrong. That's kind of how I tend to wear my makeup looks anyway. If I do wear color, if it's like a bold color, I usually have it on my lip and not as often on my eyes. That kind of brings me to my third tip. If you do choose to wear more color on your eyes, then keep your lip nude. So it's just kind of the opposite. And when I say color, I'm not talking about, like if you think about a color wheel, the bright vivid colors like yellow, blue, green. I don't really wear those types of colors on my eye. If I do wear a blue, it's more likely going to be like a gray blue, or if I do choose to wear something a little bit more green, it's probably going to be like an olive or earthy toned green. Just because I don't love bright colors on my eyes, it's more like a cranberry or a pink or a plum or a soft coral or something like that, then I will more often than not keep my lip nude. I do kind of have an exception to that for one, I think it's my last tip, so we'll get into that later, but general rule of thumb, if you have any color on your eyes, keep your lip nude and you can't go wrong. For my fourth tip, another way you can think about keeping your makeup look cohesive is to choose colors. If you think about, again, a color wheel, you're going to choose colors that are kind of in the same color family, colors that would sit beside each other. They're called analogous colors. They're the opposite of complementary colors. I think that is the nice way to think about doing your makeup. That way you know your look will stay cohesive without being like a perfect match. And I think usually it turns out really pretty. Another way that you can kind of think about that is if you're wearing a warm tone eyeshadow on your eyelid, then choose a warm tone lip. And vice versa. If you're doing more of like a cool tone shadow, then maybe you're gonna pick a lip that has a little bit more cool tones in it. So for example, my look today, I've got like a kind of light gold champagne eye and then this like rusty orange lip. I could have also done any shade of like a red lip or any other shade of orange lip, just because golds and champagnes and coppers and bronzes are all on the warmer side of the color family, and then same with lips like oranges and reds and, you know, just warm with warm. My fifth tip for you is kind of the opposite of my fourth tip, and that's just not to choose complementary colors on the color wheel. Let me explain what I mean before you kind of think, well, aren't complementary colors supposed to complement each other? Yeah, they are, but I think that when you start to try to mix and match your warm tones and your cool tones, you might not always quite get it right if you're someone that maybe doesn't have an eye for those things. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos actually on, you know, people speaking about how to pair their eyeshadow and their lipsticks together, but those videos were like 9 years old, some of them, or a lot of them actually, and they did put this advice in to choose complementary colors on the color wheel to make their makeup look good, but the looks that they were kind of showcasing were very outdated, which makes sense because they were such old videos. But I just kind of want to give you an example. Complementary colors would be like green and red. To me, you're just gonna look like a Christmas tree. Or another example would be like blue and orange. So if I wore like a blue smoky eye and then this orange lip, to me it's just kind of outdated and it just doesn't look very nice. But that all goes back to what style of makeup you're into. I think you kind of know what style of makeup I'm into based on what my channel is all about. So of course, to each their own, but that's one rule that I would not follow. So to sum those two rules up, when you're doing eyeshadow and lips, stick to kind of more analogous colors and maybe stay away from the complementary colors. For my sixth tip, it kind of goes against what I told you before about not wearing a color on your eye and a color on your lip. But if you hear me out, it's a really easy rule to follow, so you can't really go wrong. And that is talking about monochromatic makeup looks, which I really love, and I think that they're really trendy right now. So if you watch this video in 5 years, maybe they're not a thing anymore. But I think right now they totally are. And what I mean by that is if I'm wearing like a berry lip, then maybe I will add like a soft kind of berry or pink tone into my eyeshadow to tie the look in together. So it's just literally just choosing like the same lip color that you're wearing to the same eyeshadow color you're wearing. And I think that can look really cute. For example, I saw this really cute picture on Pinterest of this model who had a coral eye and then a coral lip, and it just looked like, you know, and like a summery bronzy kind of cheek, and it just looked like a really cute summer look. I sort of did that in my matte winter makeup video. I did like a dark berry lip, and then I did put a little bit of like a berry kind of toned eyeshadow into my eyes. Something else that would look nice would be like a bronze kind of coppery eye with like a brownie nude lip. I mean, that's nude on nude, so you know you're not going to be able to go wrong, but it still is kind of more of like a monochromatic look. I did that look for my Christmas video for when I was wearing like a dark green shirt. So that's just another thing that you can think of, or like another one of my tips, that when you do want to wear a lot of color, then monochromatic looks can be really cute and trendy. The last tip I have for you is talking about pink. Pink is one of those colors that sometimes can lean a little bit more warm and sometimes can lean a little bit more cool depending on what the undertone of that pink shade is. Typically it's kind of perceived as a cool tone color. So if I do wear a pink lip, it's usually like a bold pink lip, like a dark pink or a bright pink. And in that case, then I would almost always keep my eyes fairly blank. So like again, just maybe a little bit of liner and some lashes, and then my focus would just be on my lip. But then when we're talking about like nudie pink lipsticks, then to me that kind of falls under more of that like nude rule. So if you do wear a little bit of color on your eyes and you want to wear like a nude pink lip, then that can also look really nice. Just kind of comes down to putting that lipstick on and seeing if you like it or not, if you feel like it clashes with everything else, or if you feel like it does go with the look. So that's my last kind of tip. If it's something pink on my lip, then typically I'll just keep my eye neutral or blank. I think I said I had 6 tips in the beginning of the video, but I guess I had 7. So that's pretty much it. I just want you to keep in mind that of course these are just my guidelines and kind of how I think about pairing my colors. There are no rules, and ultimately you do just kind of have to try it on and see if it works or it doesn't work. Sometimes I'll do a whole eye look and then I'll choose a nude lip and it just doesn't work. Maybe it pulls a little bit too yellow, or it pulls a little bit too brown or something like that. And then I'll take it off and put on a different nude and it looks perfect. So at the end of the day, no matter how good you are with color, no matter how good you are as a makeup artist, I think you do just have to kind of see it on and see how it works with that person's complexion, with the eyeshadow and with the lipstick all together. So you know, don't feel bad if you feel like you aren't good at this, because it's not a big deal. Just try it on and see if it looks good. But I do hope that those tips were helpful for you at least. And I do just want to say that if you are someone who has recently subscribed and commented on one of my recent videos, it just means so much to me. I know it's hard to kind of, you know, put your trust into a new channel because there's not maybe credibility behind it. I don't have very many subs or video views or things like that, but yeah, just thank you so much for subscribing. And if you do have content that you want me to film, then please comment below and I'd be happy to look at it and see if I can make a video for you. Let me know if that was helpful at all. I'll see you in my next video.